Welcome to Simply Happy Conversations, a podcast that teaches you how to create a clutter-free, functional, and simply happy life. I'm Narelle King, a professional organizer who supports families with practical steps to simplify their lives and create a more organized home. I'm passionate about supporting neurodivergent families and individuals like myself. Do you struggle with getting to sleep or staying asleep? Is your bedroom full of clutter or a sanctuary that invites rest and sleep? Studies show how clutter can increase your cortisol that reduces your chance of a good night's sleep. Today, I'm going to be sharing some benefits of an organized bedroom and ideas to work with your clutterbug style and a checklist to get started today. Let's jump into this Simply Happy conversation. Thanks for joining me for today's solo episode. I'm going to be sharing benefits of an organized bedroom with you and some ideas to work with your clutterbug style, which I have to credit to Cass. She has the Clutterbug Me on Instagram and she also has a YouTube channel. And these clutterbugs are from her. I've not come up with them myself. I just really resonate with a lot of those and see those different styles in a lot of my clients I work with. And I'll also share a checklist for you to get started today on working on your bedroom. So let's look at the benefits of an organized bedroom. It helps with improved sleep quality. If you are sleeping in a clutter-free and organized bedroom, it's going to promote better sleep. A tidy space can reduce your stress, it keeps your cortisol levels lower, and it creates a calming environment for you to rest and your body to rejuvenate. You know, you spend a lot of time, really half of your day in your bedroom at nighttime getting the sleep that we need to be able to function the next day. So it makes sense for us to try and create that space as a clutter-free. I know for myself, if I have too much clutter in my bedroom, I do not sleep very well. I do not function very well in my whole house if I have clutter, but I'm okay if I go into other people's homes with clutter. It's only my own space. The other benefits of an organized bedroom is it's more efficient use of space. So if you're organizing your bedroom, it allows you to maximize the use of the space. And so if you have proper storage solutions, it can help to store items more efficiently, making the most of the available space. Another benefit of an organized room is it's going to enhance your mood. A clean, organized bedroom can help have a positive impact on your mood. It can reduce those feelings of stress and anxiety. I know for myself, if my room has a lot of clutter, I don't actually want to be in there. So if I can reduce the clutter in there, I definitely like to then read a book or just relax in my room before going to sleep. Another benefit is an organized bedroom can contribute to an increased productivity. You are not then trying to find things and wasting time and wasting energy and getting really stressed because you can't find that black t-shirt that you wanted to wear or those leggings that you really needed for your walking or for going to a yoga class. The final benefit that I'm going to share is around health and safety. We can then also maintain a clean and healthy environment, reduce any of the dust and allergens in our bedroom. This is going to promote better respiratory health, and it's also going to help keep the walkways free, so it's going to prevent tripping hazards. I don't know about you, but I always get up to go to the toilet in the night. I may not turn the light on, and so I don't need boxes in my way or bundles of clothes. Otherwise, I'm going to trip and hurt myself. This is one of the major reasons why we're asked as professional organizers to come in and help clients, is to actually maintain the health and safety of a room and really prevent any tripping hazards and making it more of a functional space for people. So I'm going to share about the clutterbug styles. I'm going to share a little bit of information about each one, as well as ideas for organized solutions in your bedroom that relate to that actual clutterbug style. So let's start with the butterflies. So butterflies like to see their things. If it's hidden away, it's out of sight, out of mind. They also like to macro organize, which means they're happy for all of the underwear to be together in one pile in their bedroom, or all their socks. Whereas a micro organizer is going to want, say, the black socks together, the white socks together, maybe their underwear separated into like the nice ones, and then there's like the ones that you wear on the weekend and around the house. They also like to put things away when they're finished using them. They don't want to put it away until they've completely finished. Otherwise, it's out of sight, out of mind, and they're not going to get back to that project or thing that they were doing. So some ideas to help with organising a butterfly in their bedroom is they might look at having little trolleys that they can move around in their room. That way, they could move it out if it's a project that they were doing in their bedroom, but they can always move it back so it hasn't gone completely away. It's still in sight. They also are going to use like one basket for shoes, and it's going to be so that they can actually see them. They might have open shelving, like small shelves, or a pegboard, maybe for their makeup or their jewelry in their room. They're going to have hooks for their clothes, maybe their bags, their jackets, their hats are all going to be out so they can actually see them. Taking the doors off wardrobes can really help butterflies because then they can see everything that they need. I did this with a client the other day and it was a game changer for him. He now says that he doesn't put all the clothes outside the wardrobe door, just removing those doors took that one step away and he could now then put things back away. And also looking at everyday items need to be seen. So maybe beside your bed, having a roundabout or a bowl doesn't need to have sections, just one container where you could put, say, your keys. Maybe it's your wallet. Maybe it's a book that you're reading. Anything that you use on a regular basis could then go into this sort of bowl or a roundabout that can move around. Let's move on to the bees. So bees are also visual, but these people like to have everything micro-organised. So that means that they would have their socks in white and black, and maybe they might even have one for colours, so they'd be all separated out. They only put things away when they're finished with them as well. They also find it really difficult if things are put away, that it's out of sight, out of mind, but they have really big emotional connection to their items. So they're going to have a lot more things, but they do like to micro-organise. So it is going to be organised. It's just that they need to be able to see it. Ideas in the bedroom that are really going to work for a bee are trolley for items again, and then you might categorize it into little sections. So they might have small containers within the trolley so that they can see the different items that they have, the different categories. They might have baskets for shoes, so they might have actually multiple baskets, one for their sports shoes, one for their going out shoes, or they may separate their shoes into like winter and summer shoes. They also benefit from having open shelvings like a pegboard. And obviously if they're going to have makeup there or jewelry, it's going to be categorized. It's going to have like the earrings, the necklace and the bracelets all separated, not together. They're going to have hooks for jackets or bags, and also hats is going to work really well for them, or a pegboard. They're also going to benefit from no doors on the wardrobe, and they also need to have their everyday items seen. So they would like the roundabout would be really useful for them, but they would need sections to break up all the different categories that they might have. The next clutterbug style is the ladybug. The ladybug has minimal visual clutter. They also like a macro organizer, so they don't need the little categories, but they need it to be out of sight. They do not see it. These are the people that when I come to their house and they say they need someone to help them organize, and I walk in to their home, I'm like, it doesn't look like it. But then you open the cupboards and everything has been shoved in. Because they tend to shove things into cupboards, it needs to be fast and simple systems with easy access. So lids are not going to work. We need to make sure that containers do not have lids on them. So they're going to be like large and nice looking boxes, but without a lid. Maybe drawers, not necessarily dividers because they are the macro organizers. They generally like really pretty boxes and containers, and they're going to be drawn to those different colors. So they're not necessarily going to be clear and they can't see them. So we definitely need to make sure that it's labeled so they can find it, especially if they're having a really busy day and they've got to rely on their memory to try and find it. If it's got a label, it's going to be easier. They're going to really like those vertical shoe holders so that they can see all their shoes. So they really benefit from their clothes that they're not quite ready for washing yet to be out of sight, but yet they did want to continue to maybe wear them. So that's why that extra basket is really going to help, and maybe under the bed. They're not going to be the person who has the clothes laying out over their chair and there's multiple layers of clothes, because they can't stand that visual clutter. So they're going to really need the doors on their wardrobe, cupboards, drawers. But remember, it needs to be easy. So if the drawers are really difficult for them to open, they're not going to use it. So it needs to be simple. A walk-in robe works really well for a ladybug. Now, our final one is a cricket, and I'm a cricket. So I like minimal visual clutter. I also love micro-organising. So I like my categories, lots of different categories. I do separate my socks out. I do separate my underwear into the different colours, and I need it to be out of sight. I'm very detailed oriented, prefer like clear containers. I like the drawer dividers so I can see everything in its different categories. I also have everything organised behind doors. I do not want to see it. I love those vertical shoe holders. I don't have a lot of shoes. I'm not a person who loves too many shoes. I like the ones that are really comfortable. So I have minimal. But if I did, that is the first thing I would be getting for myself. I did get it for my daughter, and it's working really well for her. Washing baskets and not ready for washing yet basket. Again, it needs to be out of sight, but easy to use. So you definitely wouldn't put a lid on it. Doors on wardrobes, definitely, again, we need those. Walking robes are amazing, and I do have one, so it works really well for us. I will pile my clothes up though until I can put them away properly. So I will have it in my washing basket, clean washing basket. And then as soon as I have time to put it all away, I'm going to put it all away at one time, but it will stay in there so that I can do it properly. I'm not going to just shove it in. So that's probably the big difference between a ladybug and the cricket, is that one is more about just getting it out of sight, out of mind and shoving it, whereas your cricket is going to wait until they can do it properly. I don't like the throw pillows from your bed just thrown all around the room. So allocating like a basket so they can be removed from the bed, but they've got a space to go to, is another great strategy to use. So by you identifying with one of the clutter bugs, it's really going to help you then look at why maybe something hasn't been working in the past for you and what maybe you need to do to change it. I'm going to share with you now 10 things to declutter and organise in your bedroom. You might only do 1 or 2 or 3, the first ones. I've got them in order of ease. So we might just start with 1 and 2, and then you might build up to getting through the whole list, because it's not easy for everybody to declutter and organise. So number 1, remove food and plates from your bedroom. So anything that doesn't belong, that's actually from the kitchen, you can remove from the bedroom. And this one is not going to have emotional connection to it, so it's going to be easier. Number 2, pick up all the tags from new clothes, receipts, any rubbish or half-used, maybe beauty products, and put them in the bin. And then I suggest you place a small bin in your bedroom. That's going to then eliminate those things building up in your bedroom. You've got then a place for the rubbish to go. You don't have to leave the room to do it either. Number 3 is remove what doesn't belong. So it might be kids' toys if a child slept in your room. It might be paperwork, exercise equipment, kids' books. So many things build up in parents' rooms in particular. Removing all of those things that do not belong in your room, grabbing a washing basket, placing them all in and taking them out. So this might be all you do. The number 1, 2 and 3, remove the food, remove any rubbish and remove anything that doesn't belong, items that go in other parts of the home. Number 4 is removing any washing piles that have built up in your room. And then I recommend you add a washing basket to your room. So when you take your clothes off, you can place them straight in the washing basket. And then it's a lot easier to just take that washing basket out to the laundry at the end of the week, or whenever it is that you sort of do your washing throughout the week. Number 5 is designate a spot for those clothes that you're not ready to put in the wash yet. Whether it's a basket, a chair, maybe it's hanging on the back of a door, or maybe it's a basket. I really like the basket, not ready to wash yet basket. And especially if you have room underneath your bed, it's a great spot to place it. Number 6 is then we're going to sort and declutter and go through your belongings and sort them into categories. So there's going to be like clothes, shoes, accessories, and that's when you're going to decide what to keep, donate, or let go of, based on whether you use it or you love it. So before you get to step 6, you've got 5 things that you could do to organize your bedroom, and just reducing it to those minimal 5 steps to start with before we're even getting up to looking at clothes. So this would be a great start for getting your room organized. So number 7 is organize your clothes. Look at whether you like to fold or hang your clothes. What are you more likely to do? Also considering the space you have. Do you have drawers? Do you have a wardrobe to hang? But also looking at, because with some of my clients, I will place a shelving unit inside a wardrobe if they're least likely to hang and they'd prefer actually folded clothes instead. Number 8 is looking at our storage solutions. So thinking about whether we're going to use containers, baskets, boxes, again, whether we're going to hang or whether we're going to be placing it on a shelf, or drawers may be more appropriate for you, or little boxes. It really does depend on also what space you have, but also thinking about the items, your accessories, your shoes and your bags. How do you need to store them? Do they need to be out of sight, out of mind, or do they need to be visually so you can see them? So really thinking about your clutterbug style. And I had shared some of those ideas of the vertical shoe containers, or also looking at some hooks that you could put on your walls or on the back of a door. Number 9 is organize the drawer or dresser that's beside your bed. What are some of the essentials? Have you got a lamp? Do you have a book? Do you have, like me, I have my Kindle. I also have like a night spray that I spray my pillow. Do you need earbuds to sleep with? And then thinking about like your jewelry and accessories. Maybe you also have things like a brush or hand cream that you put on at nighttime. But really thinking about whether it needs to be visual so you can see it and so on top, or whether it could be in the drawer and maybe there's little sections for you to place those items. So it's then out of sight and you can then not have that visual clutter. Our final one is to create a relaxing atmosphere. So thinking about your furniture, what's going to help you to have a good night's sleep? Is your bed in the right position? Is it cozy? Is the room at the right temperature for you to sleep? Is it got comfortable bedding? Do you like the texture and the feel of your sheets or your doona cover? Maybe you're cold at night and you need another extra blanket on there. And also finally thinking about the lighting. I will include a link to the Block Blue Light episode that I did. It is a fantastic product. The lights, the globes you can get, and you can get portable lights. It's made a difference in our bedroom. That soft lighting, it does not have a flicker and any blue light in there. You know, maybe even adding things like photos or artwork or decorative items. I love plants. I've added lots of plants in our bedroom. It's not in the best place of the house, so it doesn't get a lot of sun. So I've had to change the plants to be ones that don't need as much sun as other parts of our house. They definitely help to promote sleep. By following these steps and considering your clutterbug style, I'm certain that you can create a well-organized and comfortable bedroom that's going to promote relaxation and a sense of calm. Thanks for joining me for today's solo episode. I'd love for you to share with me which clutterbug style you are and what you're going to be implemented over on social media. Thanks for listening to Simply Happy Conversations. Thank you so much for joining me for today's Simply Happy conversation. If you'd like to reduce your paper and digital clutter and free yourself from the overwhelm of clutter so that you can claim back time and space to enjoy the things you love, head over to simplyhappy.com.au in the resource section and grab the Declutter checklist and start to reduce your clutter even with small amounts of time. I'd like to acknowledge the Wathaurong people of the Kulin Nation on which this podcast is recorded as the traditional custodians of the land. I pay my respects to their elders, past, present and emerging.